everybody and welcome back. We have got a video today on how Onana is going to transform Manchester United. We are with Jack. We've had to lock Mark out the studio. He's very disappointed, but the show must go on. So Jack, welcome. I know you're a big advocate of Onana. I've recruited you to my team. How is he going to change the way Manchester United play?
Well, I think early on in the season we saw Ten Hag abandon playing out from the back, especially after Brentford when we saw a few mistakes that cost us the game. I think Onana's definitely a way of dealing with that. It'll hopefully make us start playing out from the back consistently, and that leads to a ripple effect in the team of much more benefits further up. Yeah,
as you've described him himself, he's a little bit of a psychopath, which is actually what you need in goal when you're playing for a top team. A lot of people have seen him in the Champions League final, and that's how he's caught their eye. But will you just give us an overall kind of summary of what his profile is and what he would bring to the team?
Yeah, so he's the complete modern goalkeeper, modern being a term used loosely, but I think it's been widely accepted that goalkeepers like this need to be used in modern times. He's nicely rounded, commands his area well, sweeps up well. His distribution's amongst the best in the world, and shot stopping as well is just incredibly strong.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are worried about the shot stopping because people, you know, they're used to David de Gea and he is a good shot stopper, and they're worried about Onana in that sense. People are saying, you know, he can pass with his feet, but can he stop goals from coming in? So we just assure people that he definitely can.
Oh yeah, shot stopping numbers have been fantastic for the past few seasons. Only a few underperformances here and there, but for the majority, he's one of the best shot stoppers in Europe.
Exactly, and I think you could see him shine on the big stage in the Champions League final. So when you look at him, why does Ten Hag want him opposed to the way we've been playing this season? You've seen Ten Hag kind of ditch his philosophy quite early on in the season. So how does Onana coming in, how does it change the defence, the midfield, the attack?
Yeah, so with his comfortability sweeping, I think we can play a higher defensive line, something that we've really struggled to play this season. And if you move that defensive line forwards, then that obviously leads to more control of matches. We'll win the ball back. We can press high much better. His distribution allows us to play out from the back, finding the full-backs, finding the midfielders. His line-breaking passes are ridiculous. So yeah, he's just going to act as that extra man to outnumber a press and help us to play out from the back.
Well, as you can see from the stats on the screen, we have spoke about Onana quite a few times on this channel, but the stats there are just absolutely unbelievable. I know you know the stats inside out, but if you had to kind of name something you're most excited about seeing with getting this new keeper in, which it looks like, you know, it could happen, what are you most excited about when it comes to his overall game?
I think playing out from the back, because I think it's something we've struggled at this season. Onana is, Ten Hag knows, he's worked with him previously, he's one of the best. Composure on the ball, and when you press high, the opposition can never go man for man because the keeper's the extra man. So Onana can really act as that extra man, come out of his area, and just help United to get into the opposition half and stay there.
Yes, get into the opposition half and stay there. And as you said about pressing, I mean, Manchester City are one of the best pressing teams that there are, and we saw in the Champions League final they weren't able to do that. You wanted to speak a little bit about what Pep Guardiola said, who is obviously, I think personally, is the best coach in the world. So he got rid of Joe Hart straight away and got in a different keeper. What did Guardiola's comments say to you about the way this team's going to play in future if we have Onana in the team?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at probably one of the best team, well, the best team in the world, one of the best teams that we've seen refuse to press the goalkeeper because Pep Guardiola is such an admirer of how comfortable he is in possession, how easy he can play out the back. So if that manager's noticing that you can't press him, that speaks volumes to how good he is and the effect that he'd have at United.
Exactly, and Pep said himself, you know, he mentioned the goalkeeper being a reason why going into that game it was difficult for him to play the way he usually likes to play. He's also spoken glowingly about De Zerbi's Brighton, which kind of uses a similar kind of philosophy with the goalkeeper now, Steele replacing Sanchez in goal. So it's exciting to see the way Manchester United could change. When you looked at Manchester United on the opening day of last season against Brentford, and Ten Hag did actually try and play that way with the goalkeeper, do you think that's what we're more likely to see next season, but played successfully, basically?
Yeah, for sure. A lot more consistently as well. I think at times we've done it, but it's never been like week in, week out of seeing us play out from the back. Against the smaller teams that like to sit off, I think that's when we really see us play out from the back. But with Onana, that should be a weekly occurrence.
I mean, you spoke about being a big fan of Diogo Costa. He is someone that you've advocated to come into Manchester United. But with Onana, would you say he is good enough to come in and take that #1 spot? Do you see that there'll be many mistakes in his game? Because a lot of people worry about, you know, taking the #1 shirt at Old Trafford. They say, you know, it's a heavy shirt to take. Do you think he's more than capable of doing that?
Oh, for sure. He's a player that just shows elite confidence. I mean, he's come through La Masia at Barcelona and then worked under Ten Hag at Ajax. I mean, if you could design a goalkeeper that would be perfect for this system, having played for those two clubs, it's Andre Onana.
Exactly, and I think Ten Hag's going for Onana because he has worked with him before. Tell us a little bit about when he was at Ajax with Onana and Ten Hag's philosophy and how Onana fits into that, and how Ten Hag is then going to utilise him in that system at Old Trafford.
So under Ten Hag, Onana put up his best numbers of his career. We've seen him slightly drop off at Inter with the low defensive line and the lack of crosses faced. We've seen his high claim numbers and his sweeping numbers drop off a bit. But in Ten Hag's system, that's how you get the best out of him. Numbers across the board are top tier, and you've got to imagine they'd be replicated at United.
Well, he was such an important part of Erik Ten Hag's Ajax team. It did end a little bit sour, but you would like to think that his attitude is definitely right if Ten Hag wants to go back there again and bring him back in.
For sure. I mean, as goalkeeper, Ten Hag trusts, he knows the system, he knows a few of his potential teammates already. So you'd imagine that he'd slot into that United side really well. And
in Ajax, you know, in the Champions League runs, in winning the Eredivisie, he was such a huge part of that. I think he was a big name at the time, and obviously, you know, the stuff happened with the fault with Ajax, and he kind of did fall off a little bit in the sense of, you know, he wasn't really spoken about that much, but he's come back on the scene because of the Champions League final. Inter are asking for around 50 million euros they want for Andre Onana. For that price, tell us a little bit what your thoughts are on that price, and is he worth that amount of money?
I think it's an absolute bargain, to be honest, at that price. I mean, with the longevity...
I can see you getting excited.
Yeah,
I can see it coming out.
So with the longevity that they get, I think he's 27, something around that, so you're going to get plenty of years out of him. And for the quality of goalkeeper you got, I mean, the levels he's shown this season in the Champions League, they're ridiculous. So I think for that price, you're looking at a fantastic value for money signing.
What I'm excited about is the way that Andre Onana is going to work with Lisandro Martinez, one of the best I think probably the best passing centre-back there is in the league and one of the best in Europe. Unbelievable. We've got technical astuteness now with Luke Shaw, with Dalot. Varane's a decent passer. Obviously, he's not the best, but he's definitely good enough in that system. Would playing out from the back as a whole and just keeping possession, how excited are you to see kind of them relationships develop? And you even mentioned Harry Maguire potentially even being better with a better keeper behind him. What are your thoughts on that? Tell everyone. I'm sure they'll be very happy to hear about Maguire being better with a new keeper.
Yeah, so I think obviously keeping the ball, it's going to skyrocket the numbers of your likes of Martinez, Maguire, Varane, obviously playing out from the back more consistently. Whereas this season we saw us get forced long a bit more. We were a lot easier to press, and that obviously it affected the numbers produced by defenders like that. So with Onana, a lot more confidence in the back line. They can trust the goalkeeper to give it back to him. So there's no reason why them numbers shouldn't increase.
Do you even think it's crazy that a goalkeeper can affect this, but chances created and goal scoring opportunities, do you see that going up as well?
Yeah. You pin the opposition back a lot better with the high defensive line. You can retain the ball better. Onana can be used to recycle the ball well. If you pin the opposition back and you play higher up, you can win the ball back better. So the ripple effect of just changing the goalkeeper, it's going to be really beneficial to Ten Hag's side.
Well, the spine of the team is the most important. We've seen in recent videos him actually playing outfield and like scoring goals. He's crazy. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to the likes of Rashford, you know, Anthony Garnacho, he could even be getting assists to them types of players if they make the right runs. Because often we've seen, you know, with De Gea, he's tried to play that long ball. Sometimes it's paid off, to be fair to him, but a lot of times it doesn't, and it is quite disheartening for the forward players. Do you see that being a lot more successful as well? Yeah,
I mean, his range of passing's ridiculous. It's amongst the best I've seen.
Best passing keeper in the world, would you say?
He's definitely in that bracket. He's in that conversation.
You're not going to go out there and say it?
There's a couple. You got Diogo Costa, you got Ederson, who are just unbelievable with the feet, but he's definitely up there with those names.
I mean, it's exciting. It really is exciting. And can you just tell everyone at home, will you tell everyone, you know, a lot of people are nervous because De Gea has been the keeper now. I think it's 12 years he's been at the club. And, you know, he has been that mainstay. And he's had some good seasons, he's had some poor seasons. And I think people are a little bit worried because we've seen before when United switch keepers, it does take some adaptation time. We just tell everyone at home what they can expect from Onana. They can expect the fear. They can expect, you know, hiding behind the settee. They can expect that. But they can also expect a lot of excitement. So you just tell them about that.
Yeah, so I'd just say still expect a few mistakes, obviously, as you would with any goalkeeper, but the positives that Onana brings will by far outweigh them. With De Gea, I think Ten Hag's system's just left him behind a little bit. A lot more emphasis on playing out from the back, sweeping, commanding his area, and that's not his strengths, to be fair to him. Onana definitely provides those to the elite level and is definitely on the extreme side of the scale in terms of proactive goalkeeping.
He's absolutely crazy and we love it. But Jack, you know what? We'll get you on a few more times. I like you. You can stay. I'll replace someone who always argues against me. I'm joking. But it's been really nice to have you on again. Great insight as per usual. But yes, everyone, Andre Onana to Manchester United could be on the cards. And honestly, everyone out there, if you're worried about this, don't be. It's going to be such a huge change, but it's going to be unbelievable for Manchester United, and it's going to allow Erik Ten Hag to impose his system, which is what we've all wanted. But in the comments down below, let me know, would you be excited to have Andre Onana in? Does it make you nervous? Is there a different keeper that you'd like? Again, if you say Jordan Pickford, I will block you. But get in the comments down below what you guys think, and you know, everyone in the studio, you can let Mark back in now. We finished the video, but thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you hit a like. Let us know what you'd want to see more of, and we'll see you on the next one.